with my hat? Oh, I wonder. I'll tell you what, I'm going to grab a different one. Shall I get my... No, I'll get that. Just a second. I need a hat. I feel naked without a hat. Well, hats are important. I hope there is audio there. I'll grab this hat then. Oh, there is. There is. We've got feedback. Right. Everything has gone bonkers, isn't it? Well, Biden is considering a preemptive pardons for those who feel that they are at risk from Donald Trump. And then we've got Brexit costing the United Kingdom huge amounts of money in food exports. Oh dear, when will it ever end? Well, I keep getting into disgruntled conversations with people online, especially this Webster, who I think is a little bit deluded, but there you go. You know, she's a nice enough woman, what have you, but I think she's wrong on what she's right that Brexit is causing the UK huge amounts of issues regarding exporting food and getting the stuff they need and what have you to do their job as farmers. Plus the fact they lost their subsidies. It's just an absolute nightmare it is for people. Right, I just realised. Oh, crikey, let's get that volume down. That's it. And then we'll put it back on it. Yeah, I'm back. Excellent. There we are. Oh, I do apologise. No, just put it on to top chat. I hope people are okay. I hope they're looking forward to the weekend. Maybe do a bit of skinny dipping or something like that. I don't know. What are you into? Evening Badgers. Hello, Billy Casual. I hope you're well. And Jacob Blatt. I hope you're well too. So, I look a bit blue on there. Is that a bit dark? I look fine on there, but on the computer I look really like dark. Just I'll just turn another light on. This is annoying me. Everything's gone wrong again. But I mean, one thing is I'm on a different phone at the moment, so I'm streaming this on the phone, and it's a different phone. I'm going to turn the other light on. Maybe the sensor's not so big, so it needs more light. There you are. I don't know if that makes any difference. It certainly looks bright on here. What's this white stuff I've got all over me? Oh well. So, oh dear. The thing is, you see, with Brexit, and it is an absolute nightmare for people in the UK, and it's an absolute nightmare for farmers. There's no getting away from it. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. And I made a video about this earlier this week, and I don't know if people are that interested in what's going on in the UK regarding Brexit. And I know lots of people in the UK themselves are not that interested. I have enough of that, quite frankly. That's like, isn't it 8 years now? Blimey, 8 years. Since a whole load of numpties put that cross in the wrong box that they did. You see, the thing is, with Brexit, it was never going to work. Everyone was warned that it wasn't going to work, and yet they still voted for it because people like Nigel Farage and what have you, who is ranked quite high in the polls at the moment as being the official opposition. He could be the Prime Minister in waiting. And if Elon Musk gets his way and hands over $100 million, or £78 million to the Reform Party, who knows? That'll be a lot of political advertising. That they will. Now, at the moment, you see, the snake oil salesman, Nigel Farage, he's toning down his rhetoric a bit at the moment. I don't know if you saw him on Question Time last night. I can't obviously use those clips because they're all copyrighted. They get picked up on YouTube. So I'll get demonetized. And the thing is, you see, he's toned himself down somewhat, but he don't speak of any scripts. He's just, it's all out of his little nud out of there. All right, he's clever for all the wrong reasons. You got to think remind yourself who he platforms himself with. Like for instance, the far right party in Germany. There he was being a guest on one of their events. Hard right. It just shows who these people really are. And he's been a little bit how to put it, reserved at the moment. We're not seeing the real Nigel Farage in a minute. We really aren't. You know, he's terrible, but he's actually even worse than what he's portraying himself at the moment. And you know, he's so many people have said, "Oh, go vote Nigel." Have you lost your flipping mind? I don't remember what he's about. And that's like when the protests, the farmers' protests, just over a week ago, and there they were, hailing Nigel Farage like the Messiah. But he's not. He's just a naughty little boy, a very naughty little boy. And it's not gonna. He's not gonna get any better. It's just it's like a smoke screen. You know, it's extremely worrying what's going on in the United Kingdom. It's very worrying what's going on in the United States as well. And if Trump gets his way, get these people into his cabinet. Oh my God, Pete Hegseth. Oh my God, has he got history? Blimey! And he could be the one who says, "Oh, fire!" You know, all these drones going over, dropping things on the innocent, you know, so-called collateral damage, and now be Pete Hegseth, you know, while he's swigging the foo whiskies. Even his mother thinks he's a little shit. You know? Okay, she rolled back on that a little bit. Obviously, she got a bit of a stick off her son over that. But, you know, she said it. She didn't really, you know, she still obviously thinks it. She wouldn't have said it in the first place, however, would she? Quite frankly. You know, dear me. The world's gone absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It puts some rationale into people like, I don't know, Vladimir Putin, for instance, when you see what's going on with this lot. And Vladimir Putin's using it as a stick to beat the West with. Look at them over there. They're all drunkards. Man's how they are. Just to give themselves more validity. Oh. So yeah, British exports of to the EU foodstuffs down, fallen by £3 billion a year. This is since Brexit. Let's not forget, it isn't just food exports, is it? You know, food and drinks and what have you. No, it's every other single export out there. And on the 13th of December, there's a new regulation coming in. I made a video about this earlier. And it's the General Product Safety Regulation, which is going to wipe out masses of eBay sellers. It's going to cause a huge amount of issue for Northern Ireland in regards to buying stuff from England, the rest of the UK and what have you, because of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Well, actually, it's the Windsor Framework. I do apologise. The Windsor Framework now. It's gonna be a shitstorm for those of these little businesses that have to shut down. There's so many online businesses, because they're a relatively small concern to most, because a lot of them are like side hustles and stuff, you see. They don't really make the press because no one's really interested in it. But pretty much a day after Brexit, anyone who's doing drop shipping and what have you, using the Amazon platform, or any platform in fact, effectively was shut down overnight. No, it's down to like, I can't remember exactly what it's called there, but you obviously got drop shipping, and then you got where the warehousing as well, where not Amazon actually houses the stuff and then they send it on, so to speak. Yeah, warehouses the stuff, not houses. Anyway, you know what I mean. And it's going to cause massive amounts of issues. And these other businesses are so important, but they shut down, just like that pretty much. They just could not trade because they lost their platform. No one talks about them, you know. More businesses that went, it wasn't just my business that got screwed over by Brexit. You know, there's thousands and thousands of businesses, small concerns, people being able to keep their head above water because, you know, they're trying something new, just trying to put themselves out there, ready to earn a bit of money, you know. It's not as though they can avoid the taxation on it. It's all done online. You see, everything is recorded, you know. It's like me, we're doing YouTube, and a little tiny money I get here with the YouTube, what have you, but then I have to pay tax, obviously, you know, because it's all recorded, it all goes into the banks. It's, you know, it's not something you can actually hide from. well, especially here in France, because they can just look straight into your bank account if they want to. They don't need warrants. Actually, no, that's changed in the UK. I think it was the beginning of last year, or January 2023, I think it was, when that rule was changed in the UK under the Tories. And they can just have, good old look, having see what's going on in your bank account. Oh, that looks a bit suspicious. It's not worth the aggro, are you? So exports of British food into the EU, like I say, has dropped by 3 billion a year. And this is from a report that was from Trade Policy, the Centre of Inclusive Trade Policy. And it's they found that it's basically on average around 16% drop. It's a huge amount of money. It's just under 3 billion a year. And okay, they did blame the COVID pandemic as well, but the biggest cause is Brexit. It's red tape again, isn't it? And Keir Starmer and how they say they're going to get rid of all the red tape and stuff. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. He just had a bit of a reset, if you can call it that. Did anyone manage to get right through that speech? Because I could. I was falling asleep. It was so boring. Bless him. Bless Keir Starmer. Oh, dear me. Oh. He's lost his mojo. There's something going on there. He's lost his mojo. He needs a mojo. Maybe he never had one, but he needs something because, quite frankly, he's got no charisma whatsoever. And I know some people say, well, it's politics. Not supposed to have charisma, but I think it helps. I think it helps to win people over when you're doing negotiations and stuff and that as well. Otherwise, it's just like listening to, I don't know, Audible. Oh, dear me. Anyway, I'm forgetting about you guys, aren't I? Let's have a look in the chat here. I'm on my wife's little computer at the moment. It still looks a bit grey. Why does it look grey on there? Might be this computer, actually. Hello, Tinder's No, I hope well. Oh, it's good on YouTube. Oh, okay. It's probably this little laptop I'm using. I'm using my missus' laptop at the moment because mine's all of a sudden. I've got this gaming laptop thingy jiggy. It's Ace the Nitro, and all of a sudden the other night, 2 nights ago, the screen just went black. So I don't know why that is, and now it won't turn on properly either. So I don't know what's going on. I did take the back cover off. I noticed there's screws loose rattling about. I don't think that helped. President Biden can issue blanket pardons to anyone Trump may go after, such as a pardon would shield them from retaliatory prosecutions. What choice has he got? Of course he's going to do it, Why wouldn't he? He's just pardoned his son, which, why wouldn't he? It doesn't make it. He's not be funny. He ain't got much life left in him, has he? He's not going to be back much longer. So it doesn't. I don't think it bothers him. So just do it. Of course, he's got to look after his big son. It won't be funny that it. They were trying to make an example of him. Up to 25 years for for an unregistered gun. He didn't shoot anybody. I thought it was a little bit extreme. There's probably more to it than that, to be fair. I haven't really followed on, to be honest. But still, anyway, he's pardoned his son. And now it looks like he might be pardoning all those critics of Donald Trump and prosecutors and what have you. Judges, maybe, I don't know, who stood up against Donald Trump. And because Donald Trump has put forward Kash Patel, who is a right-wing nut job. I mean, he's absolutely bonkers. And he literally said on Steve Bannon's, I think it's a little while ago, it might have been last year actually, Steve Bannon's podcast, that they were going to gather up everybody. Going to gather up all the so-called critics, she called traitors, and they'll be prosecuted. We'll find a way, he said. For God's sake. Tyranny! It's a tyranny. Hello, Madman. Hope you're well, my friend. I've got Joe O'Mara. Hello, my friend. They've got spanners in the works. There's spanners. I'm fascinated by the impact of Brexit. It parallels the uninformed votes and consequences of the MAGA morons. It does. It should have really been I don't know, the litmus strip, a litmus test of what not to do. But no, vote for the idiots and watch your country go down the flipping pan. And Nigel Farage, he hasn't really lost popularity because of it. He's gained more popularity because of it. And now we are all at risk. And Nigel Farage being the next prime, it could happen, you know. Look, if he gets enough money behind him, such as Elon Musk or what have you, it could actually happen. It's madness. I'll tell you one thing though. In Blackpool, they've got a bit of an issue. Yeah, they've got an issue that the death rate for males is quite young. It's not very good. And Blackpool, in that district, it was the highest voting for leave. About 67% voted to leave the European Union. So I think they voted for their own demise. Meantime, Glasgow is now off that list. So, yeah, Blackpool's taken over. And you see, obviously, Scotland didn't vote to leave the European Union because they're not as stupid as, obviously, 67% of the voters in Blackpool. Stupid is as stupid does. I ain't going to say it as I say it, you know. If you do stupid stuff, it's pretty damn stupid. It's stupid, doesn't it? So, 122 people here at the moment. Nice to see you, nice. It is. Hello, Spank Flaps. Pardon, Barabbas. Release Brian. Oh, dear. Not looking forward to the next 4 years. I'm not surprised, since someone who had a brainworm for purposely eating bad food is going to tell us what healthy is. Oh my God, yeah, Bobby Kennedy. Oh, dear me, conspiracy theorist. Oh, crikey. Oh, dear me. Oh, I don't know what to say. Duck and cover? I don't know. Maybe there should be some government health... Oh, no, they will be the government. You need some government health warnings against the government. That's what you need. More worrying is what is going on in France with the far right. More worrying is what's going... What, then MAGA? Donald Trump. No. I'll tell you what happened. It's happened before. It's going to happen probably again. If if she gets anywhere near, you're going to get the left. They're going to rise up against her, just like they did with the last lot of votes. Okay, they didn't get their prime minister. But how was that going to work? There was like, how many of them was there? Was it 3 or 4 different parties, all rose up against Marine Le Pen? We're going to have 4 prime ministers. I don't know. How were they going to agree that? Macron said no, that's not going to work. So he put Michel Barnier, who is a bit right wing, to be fair. Anyway, he made a bit of a boob. He pushed something through. He should have gone to the vote, but there you go. That's politics for you, isn't it? Hello, Deuster 26. Imagine where he will be in a decade. Imagine where he will be in a decade. Oh my God! What, Nigel Farage? Yeah, crikey. You think that sort of like rose from the ashes, really, didn't he? He's like that phoenix, and he's saying things that he thinks people want to hear. And I was listening to Richard Tice on LBC Radio earlier today, and he couldn't even really answer the questions. Well, they never do anyway, and he's just trying to make a load of excuses. The fact he didn't know of any so-called rogue departments and stuff like that he's going to look at getting rid of and stuff, and if they got in power, they get rid of the so-called bloat. We haven't got enough civil service in the UK since Brexit. Otherwise, things will be getting done. We haven't got enough. It is bloated, but it's bloated because we've got too much to do. We never used to have all these trade issues and stuff that we've got now. And and all the other crap that's going on, did we? It's just cod the pot. The world's gone blooming mad. I think it started with Brexit, like a disease is, you know. I must have got mixed up with COVID somehow and spread that way, maybe. I live in France. I'm not so worried about what's going on far right in France, to be honest. I think they'll find it very difficult to get to do what they want to do. A messiah with bad teeth. What is it? He needs to go to the dentist, doesn't he? Maybe because of Brexit, you see, he can't get a dentist. He needs the ultrasonic cleaning on. I don't know, his bottom teeth are like tombstones with like black bits in between. Crikey. Mummy is calling Congress critters on sons. Oh, critters on sons' behalf now. Mummy is calling Congress critters on what? I'm confused. The Reich in the US, America. Yeah, they're flipping blatantly with flipping swastikas on them and faces and stuff. You know, and banners and that with swastikas on. Well, just lock the backers up. Lock them up. You need Keir Starmer for that. That's what you need. Hello, David Durango. I hope you're well. South Korea public in mass protest showed how to deal with the right-wing dictators. Yeah, what's it called now? Military. What's it? Blimey. Oh crikey! Martial law. Yeah, in South Korea, and yeah, it didn't really work out, has it? Really. But it's, you know, they've got other problems, really. Not just about, obviously, politically what's going on, but the fact of the matter is they can't make enough children. No, they've got a declining population in South Korea. What they need is North Korea citizens to migrate, maybe. Kennedy may ban pasteurization. Oh, you're joking. Really? Unpasteurized milk, it ain't going to get to you. It'll be mouldy before it does. It'll turn into cheese or rennet or something. It's pasteurized for a reason. It's not just it's just because the period of time it takes to get to you. Can you imagine the heat of the summer? It's been pasteurized. Like, for instance, here in France, the most common milk is UHT, ultra high temperature, which is like the next best thing to pasteurization. I'll tell you what. All you want to do is learn the Donald Trump dance. Well, you've got to learn that, okay? Because then you can milk a pair of cows, and that's what you've got to do. Or giraffes in this case. So, yeah, you basically got fresh milk, and then you'd really be drunk straight at the cow, or within this short period of time. You can only keep a certain period of time, can't you? You know, it's come out the cow's teats. And the other thing is, you get all the other stuff as well. There's a farm up here, dairy farm, organic dairy farm, and they literally just they go to the where they're milked. They've got this big stainless steel thing with a tap on it, and they literally just go up there with a jug and just fill the jug up and take it into the house, put it in the fridge. And it is really, really nice. It's obviously very, very creamy, but you do get bits in it sometimes, like little solids. It's probably some kind, I don't know, like some crustacean around the teat or something. You know, when they first do it, they have to start to get rid of like the little plug, and then that's I've milked. I have, yes, I've milked little goats. I had goats there. You see, I had little little dwarfy type goats. Little oh crikey, we had some Western sheep, and we had some dwarf goats as well. And some Suffolk sheep as well. And I've milked them by hand. And like that I made a milker for them in the end. So yeah, using the compressor. Actually, what did I use in the end? I think it was a compressor. Oh, I remember that. It was a sandblasting gun that I managed to rig up with pipes and stuff to create the suction and also the reservoir. It worked. I'll tell you something, their teeth for that long time I finished though. Hello, son. It's too early for the great right-wing Christmas dinner. Elon's toasting free speech. Trump's demanding a throne. The Mail blames migrants for the pudding, and the GB News cries, "Woke raisins!" Oh, what about the avocados? If you can get them, that is. Well, not in the United States anyway. It's going to be they'll be tariffed to hell. They will. Oh, good point. David Drago says Nigel Farage, he prefers milkshakes, apparently. At least two. Some, the right wing, do not own the time of gathering and feast. No, they don't. Give me fresh, unpasteurized milk, and it's lovely. It is lovely. But the thing is, though, is how you keep it. Sorry if you've got a cow. You know. The idiots think that anthrax is a metal band. Ignorance of deadly consequences. Oh, let's hope. Lee Corn, I hope you're well. The Trump dance is his fists going side to side. Imagine if Putin on the one side and Kim Jong-un on the other. Along with the golden showers. I called anthrax speed metal, but I'm an idiot, says Tom Finney. Tom. Did you know that Amanda Holden was in Spain, in Malaga, last Friday for the Christmas lights? And she was dancing All I Want for Christmas Is You. And she was a little bit stupid with vocals. No, I didn't know that. Thanks for that. Thank you for sharing that. Did you know? Oh, wait. Okay. Oh my God, Pink Floyd. That is a difficult one. That is Pink Floyd's favourite song. Oh, I have to give it some thought. The longer you heat up milk, the sweeter it gets. It releases the sugars, like vegetables and stuff. It releases sugars. I've got some Maiden there somewhere. Got Maiden. Well, mate, where are I? Oh my God! My YouTube feed is constantly showing you. I have no idea why. Lucky you. Oh, ain't you lucky? Oh, well. Have a cigar. The bridges are filled with Americans, they call them. Oh, crikey. It's like this all the time. Well, have we got trolls? Oh, wait. There we go. Macron is an idiot. He's not an idiot. Macron's bloody clever. He's getting a huge amount of negative press just because you don't like his policies. He's not an idiot. I'll tell you what he is though. He's arrogant, but he's not an idiot. That's silly. Yeah, Marine Le Pen isn't an idiot, but you know she's got some pretty horrible policies. Comfortably numb. Our village has been renamed Buenos Aires by the farmers. What is that? Are we playing Troll of the Pops? Probably. Have we got a few trolls now, have we? I'm not surprised. They usually get through trolls, but hey, so they've got to keep the Spaniards happy, you see. They want something to do, don't they? You know, just sit around all day doing nothing otherwise, don't they? You know how it is. Yeah. Yeah, the woodwork guy, that's me. Yeah, I will be uploading more videos on my Wally Bra channel. How do I recognise you? Have you been on television? Oh, you're the woodwork guy, that's me, yeah. On my Wally Bra channel, I will be uploading more videos on there soon. I've been a little bit, but I lost my mojo, a little bit of my mojo because my dog died, so it's really hit us hard. So I'm just trying to keep my, how to put it, my spirits up, so to speak. So it's quite easy to do when you're talking about Donald Trump. Or down in some ways, to be honest. And what's going on in the UK with Brexit and Nigel Farage, the madness. But you see, with Brexit and that, it's just, it's going to keep hitting us. And with this general product safety regulation as well, it's just going to make it almost impossible for small business, small exporters to be able to export into the EU. Now, I pretty much, ever since 2021, I stopped selling stuff in the UK because of Brexit. I thought, flipping out. I start filling these blinking forms, these CN23 forms, and just so I can post something that costs a few £1 into the UK. I thought, sod it, I'm not doing this anymore. It just takes too long. It's not if you're selling to the same people, but obviously when you sell something on Etsy and that, it's just not worth it. Not for me. I wasn't selling enough in the UK, so it wasn't really worth it anyway, because postage and stuff was too high. But it's just one of them things, isn't it? So I just sell in the EU now, mainly in France, and I sell quite a bit in France on my Etsy, so I'm quite happy with that. To stick with that, it's a side hustle, isn't it? Oh, crikey! I forgot to put wood on my fire. Oh no! I need to put wood on my fire. It's only a little old wood burner, but it's a wood burner. Oh no! I dropped it. Oh dear! Oh, let's have a bit of wood. Ow! I wish the door opened the other way. That'd be so handy. But it doesn't. 2 seconds. And what's going on? Pete Hegseth and that as well, and he's got a bit of history, that man, hasn't he? So, oh my God, some of these selections by Donald Trump are it's like, how do I find the worst of the bunch? Oh, village idiots apply here. That's what it's like. But there's so many revelations about Pete Hegseth. And he secretly paid settlements to a woman that he was accused him of raping back in 2017. Not be funny. I've never raped anybody, and these people seem to just make it as though it's normal. What's wrong with people? And they either end up in the Tory party, occasionally Labour, but mainly the Tory party, or Republicans. They're all the worst. Why is it I don't know, why do they deem it as okay? And half these people fit me. I was married at the time. She came to her senses, obviously, and divorced him. So, anyway, he's the President-elect Donald Trump, and he says he's standing by his choices, including Pete Hegseth. Oh, this is just madness. This is not any old position. This is the Secretary of Defense in the United States. Secretary of Defense! The man had his finger on the flipping drone button. He said, fire, 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 he'll go. You sunk my battleship! So anyway, Trump's communications director, Stephen Schultz, issued a statement noting that Hegseth, who he's been denied, he denied wrongdoing. Obviously, they always do, don't they? Statement and denied that he'd been charged. Well, he hadn't been charged with any crime, and didn't got that far because he paid him off. Of course, he didn't. They use aggression, they use threats, and then you get their little lackeys, the nut jobs and what have you that support Donald Trump. They get them out there doing their thing to put pressure on these individuals, and because they're basically frightened, because they're getting death threats and stuff like that. People got families, got kids now, maybe a missus or husband or whatever. It's just it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Have I led a sheltered? I think I led a sheltered life. I already have, because I've missed all this fun. Or is it because I'm ugly? Probably. Anyway, So President Trump is nominating, apparently, according to Stephen Jones, nominating high caliber people. That's what he said. High caliber people. Peter Hegseth, Tom Homans, the border czar, and great. He started with Matt Gaetz, didn't he? But he dropped out because he was a naughty little boy again. You know, he couldn't keep his little penis in his pants. Flipping people, unreal. Peter Hegseth, was he Fox News TV host? I think that's back in 2017 as well. The questions should be raised, shouldn't there? There should be some questions about what's going on here, you know. And it's for people looking in, like myself in France, I look at what's going on over there. I think, crikey, you know what happens? You know, if the United States sneezes, we catch a cold, don't we? You know, and it's we kind of looking in what's going on over there, and you think, crikey, it's deeply concerning, you know. There are a world economy after all, you know. We trade with each other and trade with the world, and all we're doing is putting more hurdles, more red tape in the way. And we know what red tape's like. It doesn't work, does it? No. Tariffs, they don't work unless you're going to be strategic with them. Oh dear. Now, there's a whole load of documents and complaints and what have you against Hegseth, from former colleagues. Hegseth, what his name is, Hegseth was he was forced, wasn't he, to step down by both of the two. He's involved with two charities, non-profit organisations, for which he had to step down because of behaviour unbecoming, sexual harassment and all that. Sexual impropriety and personal misconduct, along with I think there's other claims like mismanagement and various other stuff as well, you know. And it just beggars belief why you would even choose this man. I mean, this is public knowledge about him. You ain't got to do researches about him. It's all there, you know. But Donald Trump doesn't do that, does he? All the people that he has enlisted to do that job. Bit like Nigel Farage and his checking people out using a company that basically provides the platform to do so. You still got to put the work in yourself. Blimey. Anyway, don't forget to boot the old like button. Helps the channel, you know. And you want to make sure you get noticed in the chat, and that there's the super chats down below if you want to do that. Also helps the channel, that keeps the channel alive, doesn't it? There's a 7-page detailed report that was compiled by multiple former CVA employees, concerned veterans of America. This is since 2013, I think. And this document just details all the different stuff he's been up to over the years. He's a known drunk, you know. He should be going to Alcoholics Anonymous, you know, and then he gets all touchy-feely and all that, you know. And he'd be restrained once or twice while he was drunk from joining the dancers on the stage and what have you, you know, and groping them all up and that. In Louisiana, I think this was. It was a strip club, this was. Okay. He's just dance with the strippers. So that must look so funny. These are political figures as well, aren't they, you know? And then obviously Fox News and stuff like that. He's a bit of a party boy, is Peter Hegseth, isn't he? They are exactly the wrong people to be anywhere near a government. And actually anyone who might be on the Epstein Island list, the manifesto list, well then quite frankly, they shouldn't be anywhere near government either. Should they, Donald Trump? No. The report also says something about when he was actually married at the time, I believe. But anyway, as members of his management team and he sexually pursued them. You know, the female staff as well. They put them in the list. There was, I think, there's a part where they call the party girls and the not party girls. You know, it's just so misogynistic and just disgraceful behaviour. You know, it's not like Mr. Walsh, whatever it's called, Craig Walsh, whatever his name is, Master Chef geezer, and okay, he done a few sexy jokes, but apparently, there's actually no, I'll tell a lie actually, because there is. There's a sexual misconduct claim against Craig Walsh from MasterChef as well. There's just come out. I think I saw it this morning actually. So yeah. So are you a party girl? God's sake. A lot of times he's been at his parties, what have you, and actually on an official tour, he was chanting drunk, and he's chanting things like kill all Muslims, you know, and stuff like that. You know, and that's probably why Donald Trump gave him the job, I imagine. Yeah, the standard reason, wouldn't it? So these people are just unbelievable. They really are. Anyway, let's check chat again, so I don't get too far behind. There we come. Oh, cold dead witch. America isn't just New York and LA. We're just fine, thanks. That's the thing actually about here in France. I'm in sort of South Central in France, yeah, and it's this area's fine. You know, things getting done. We've always got what you need. Regarding obviously the economy for the country, you know, it isn't that great. The same Germany and various other places there in the EU. But you know, things still ticking by. You know, sometimes it's down to the fact that everything is controlled locally, and you have this like the social fund regarding your social contributions and stuff. And a lot of that money goes to your local mairie, so who looks after. This place is clean, you know, where we live. You know, it's clean, it's tidy. They mention the verge is all done well, and they do the ditches and stuff. You know, and we don't have potholes. I very rarely see a pothole, unless the farmer just made one with a tractor. The call is catching up from the beginning. All right, you put me into high speed mode. Welsh, don't you know? No, the Welsh voted for Brexit. Oh, no, they didn't. It was the English immigrants. Oh, okay. One of those Sean's, the Lancashire branch of the clan, yes? Oh, Lancashire. Oh, my God. Oh, Brexiters. All the Brexiters. Hey, Gramps. Oh, yeah. I am a grandpa, actually, so I can't argue with that. I have got grandchildren. Oh, God, I got too many. I've got 11. 11 grandchildren from my 6 kids. Actually, no, from 5 of my 6 kids. Blimey, how did that happen? America is so screwed. If Donald Trump does what you want to do, well, then yes, you are. Unfortunately. It's very concerning. Because that's going to hit everywhere. Everywhere's going to find out all prices are going to go up. Everything's going to become more expensive. Tariffs, what have you. They're going to potentially cause inflation. Well, tariffs are an inflationary measure in their own right anyway, really. It's not good. But, you know, there's been some monetary surveys about the UK economy regarding the latest budget saying it's going to push the United Kingdom into a recession. No, it won't. Most recessions are not necessarily caused by governmental issues, decisions, just usually world decisions, things that have gone on elsewhere. You know, because we're a world economy, we prop each other up, monetary-wise. And the UK's got it's got an even bigger service-related economy now. So we've lost a lot of our production in the United Kingdom, but we've taken, like since Brexit, our exports are down, but our services have gone up. That's the only way it's sort of managing the GDP about the same. gross domestic product about the same. So the other thing about it is that the cost of doing business is higher now because we're outside the club, you know. What was I saying now? Oh, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. It's quite an old saying, that is. I think who was it now? Oh, crikey, wasn't it? Oh, Boris Johnson's dad. I think he said it once before as well, but it's older than him. But it's true, isn't it? You know, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. As far as the EU's concerned, you know, fair game. There we come. Friday night, the quiet, twitchy. I reckon your boys are on the Colombian. On the Colombian, though. You know, I've never ever took drugs unless you. Oh, actually, domestic. Prescription drugs. I've had them. Got them at the moment because I find fibromyalgia. But no, I've never done anything like drugs. Never. Don't even smoke. Never smoked. So yeah, my body's like a temple. Can't you tell? No, okay. No, I can't pull that one off. Are you still in France? Yes, I'm still in France. I live here. That's where my house is. This is my house. The missus has gone out tonight. So, yeah, I'm here alone with the doggies. Yeah, I've got my Sebastians just down there on the floor down there, and I've got Pandora on the floor just over there on their beds. So, them hands tell... them hands tell tales. These are workers' hands, right? They're generally either got covered in cuts or been banged with hammers or paint in the fingernails, you name it. There's all sorts of stuff going on with these hands because they're workers' hands. I'm a woodworker, basically, and I'm always doing stuff where I hurt myself regularly. I either cut myself or bang myself with a hammer. You know, as you do. You know, a mallet or chisel or something, you know. Or, I don't know, when I'm... holding up the old plain iron on my hand like that. Oh, shit. You know. It's happened. You know, that's life. They are. Elon needs to leave American politics alone. I wish Elon Musk would leave English politics alone, or, you know, British politics alone as well. Sticking his bloody aura in the UK now. Oh my God, he's trying to push Nigel Farage. He's offering $100 million to the Reform Party. Now, there are rules regarding that because you can't. They can't accept donations from foreign bodies or from foreigners. You have to be a British citizen. But there are ways around it. Like what happened during the Brexit referendum when Aaron Banks and in his company had a mysterious fund end up in his company and then ended up in the Leave campaign's bank account. Oh, I wonder where that money came from. Well, the thought is that, well, they believe it's from Russia. From Russia with love. And now you've got Donald Trump is likely to try and annex Ukraine. I wonder what the Ukrainian people think of that. And quite frankly, that's the thing. I've had quite a few comments about Ukraine, in the sense, you know, it's not, you know, you're not in Europe, you're not our problem, but in our guns, taking our wife and our guns, taking our women and our guns. And you know, just thinking like this, right? The likelihood is your grandfathers may be our grandfathers, you know? Do you know what I mean? You came over here while the husbands were away fighting in Europe, having your way. You're Americans having your way with our women. That's what you were doing. In fact, that's what happened with my wife's nanny, grandma. One of her uncles is a love child, an American love child, apparently. Yes. Explains a lot because he doesn't look anything like the others. So, yeah, and he's about half the size. Oh well. No civilization lasts more than 300 years, and there is a reason for it. America has already been exhibiting the symptoms of its downfall for quite some time now. What has actually caused that? Education, maybe? Because I reckon that 20 or 30% of the American people have only made it to 11th grade in education, which is quite shocking. Is it that? Is it people that are happy to listen to the likes of Nigel Farage and Donald Trump because they make them laugh? Looks like good gear. What good gear? The Brexit referendum was an IQ test which over 70 million people failed. I wonder if they got past 11th grade. For some of the clips I've seen, probably not. No, it's shocking, and I don't think we're going to be rejoining. Okay, in the UK, I really don't think it's going to happen. I wish it would. I just don't think it's going to. I can't see it. I really can't see it. We have become so separate from the EU now, in the way that, in everything really. The EU's moved on. More laws, more rules, such as the general product safety regulations and digital rules and laws and stuff, and responsibility on companies, make sure they're not being unscrupulous, or and if not, they get 6% fines on turnover. Hopefully, that will be Elon Musk next. But, the EU's moved on, and so's the UK moved on, and it's sort of realigned itself. But it's not going to do it any favours. At the end of the day, everything's becoming more expensive. And just to do trade is more expensive. It is a form of cognitive dissonance. It's just madness. And it's the same pretty much the same what's going to happen in the US. If Donald Trump applies those tariffs, everything is going to become more expensive. People are going to find life harder. There's going to be more of a divide. To be more reliant on taxpayers' money, if there is any taxpayers left. Money from the exchequer just to survive. Crime rates will go up because, where there's poverty, there's crime. Everything will just get tougher. And it sounds really negative, and I feel I'm always talking about negative stuff, but it's true. I can't see it going any other way now. We need to find a way of putting pressure on governments to put pressure onto the overly rich. I'm talking about the billionaires and stuff out there, It's like Donald Trump's flipping cabinet. It's got the most billionaires ever. It's like in there, not with Elon Musk, because obviously he's not in the cabinet. He can't be, because he's South African. But the rest of them, 340 billion they're worth. His cabinet's worth 340 billion. Worth as much as Elon Musk is worth. Monetary wise, obviously, they're not worth a shite, are they? But let's be honest. Elon Musk spent over 250 million to help misinform Americans into voting for Trump. See, at first it was something like 70 odd million, wasn't it? He did about 70 million in the last few weeks of the campaign. $250 million. Don't you have any rules over there regarding a maximum amount of donation that you can accept? You got that in the UK. It was way too high. You got that in the UK, but they always find a way to get that money over. End of the day, Elon Musk could just allocate it for promotional adverts, can he? And just say he's a sympathiser. He can spend whatever he likes on his own campaigns, can't he? An echo? What echo? Spoken like a Presonian David. Marcus, with this sewage problem, Blackpool should be renamed to Brampool. Depending on how much iron they got in their diet, Oh, dear, very good. Yeah, Blackpool is one of them places. I don't like it. I imagine it used to be really, really nice, but it's really taken down to. It's like a place in Norfolk where I'm from. It used to be very, very popular in its day. It was a place where Brits used to go on a holiday and their little stripy cozies and stuff, and go in one of them little shally buildings and stuff, and get changed and be all prudish, because there's no more prudish than the Brit. All right, they're so prudish, and yeah, it was Great Yarmouth, and even when I was growing up, it was pretty shit, and it's even worse now. It's just, and there's always an immigration. There's no one like, no, it's not. It just ain't no money there, Now they did upgrade the ports in Great Yarmouth, which did help, because it brought back some of the ferries and some of the container shipping, because it basically all left. It went to Lowestoft, like for instance, Norfolk Line and whatever went to Lowestoft, and because various reasons, but they all changed when they increased the port in Great Yarmouth, and then in Norfolk they did the Southern Bypass. So it was before the Norfolk line had to go through Fort Road beside the River Green and what have you, and it was just chocker. All these lorries just piling up, just down this little old road, and it's just like blocked. No one get through because it's just whopping great blue container lorries everywhere and curtain siders and that. So when some bypass went in, obviously that alleviated that. So that was a massive bonus. It really was. There we go. Turning a deaf ear just makes the shouting loudest. Best to ask the wah 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 if they need a new happy or nappy. A new nappy. Funny thing this week was more on Le Pen voting with the left to oust Barney. Yeah. And it was the left that voted to keep her out. Yeah. Flipping hell. If you think who her father is, because he's the head leader of that party still. He's, I can't remember his name now. Oh, blimey. Blah. Horrible man. Horrible. She hasn't actually got a very good relationship with her father. It was during the not last general French election, the previous one, she also lost that. She had to go to her daddy to try and get, they needed some money. So she had to borrow, I think about 5 million she needed. But, she is corrupt, and it's, allegedly, she's corrupt. And they're looking at she of removing her from, so she can't stand in politics for a certain period of time because of her behaviour or something that she's been doing. Let me come. What have I missed? Have I done that already? I haven't. Oh, there we go. A bit off topic. I've sent you inquiries regarding tree planting there. No, really? I haven't seen an inquiry. Maybe it's easy to contact you about that, but I haven't figured it out. If you go to allshorts.eu, there is a contact page on there if you want to send us a message. You can send us pictures on there as well if you want. And I'll tell you more about it. There's usually a link in the description also to go to there's a GoFundMe page. But if you want to know anything else about it, just send me an email via the allshorts.eu webpage, and there's a contact page on there. And then I'll reply to you. So I do get all my emails, as far as I know I do anyway. But no, the problem is if you contact me in the comments, I won't necessarily. There's so many comments I get every day. I don't necessarily be able to like every single one. Plus, if I'm going through my comments on the mobile phone, you can't copy and paste on my phone. You can't copy and paste the comments on YouTube. They don't let you, so that's really annoying. So I've got to remember this. You know what I mean? It's just it's not always possible. So I do go through all the comments, as you probably already know. But also replies to comments. I don't always see them because I don't get notifications for them for replies to comments for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I suppose I could change that. I can't have replies coming to my phone though, because I use my phone for recording videos. And what happens? Oh, bing, 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 while you're recording videos. It's not very helpful. No. I have to go to my other phone. My friend visited Edinburgh. I couldn't go with her. I had to work that weekend, and she told us Edinburgh is similar to Manchester. Is that? I don't know. Do you know? I've only briefly been to Scotland. I would like to go actually to Scotland. I'd like to go to Hebrides and all that, on the motorbike. That'd be really cool. Fraud. That's it. That's right. The verdict on Le Pen due in March. Okay, regarding fraud. The suspension from politics and a prison sentence would be nice. Yes, wouldn't it? I bet it won't happen. These people got too much power. They never go to jail, do they? Look at Donald Trump. Hello, Gingers. I hope you're well. I've got Ginger's draft. Yeah. Gingers, when Donald Trump is doing his little dance, do you feel that he's trying to you're getting a bit frisky with you? There we go. My country was bought by billionaires, says Deborah DePaul. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I have said this before, but I do really feel for people in the United States. It must be so frightening at the moment, especially with regarding what's been talked about regarding these deportations. Oh crikey! Oh, Donald Trump. He's been in negotiations. He has with the Bahamas, a bit like the Rwanda deal, but the Bahamas. Anyway, they told him to sod off. And Macron, oh crikey, I think this week he's going to be meeting up with Donald Trump at the opening of the. I just find this that is a stupid move, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, Emmanuel Macron's invited Donald Trump, not Biden, but Donald Trump, to the reopening of the Notre Dame, which basically burnt to the ground about 5-6 years ago. They rebuilt it. The consequences of electing Donald Trump are already irreversible, says Joel. Yep. Some of it's just the fact that people have been brainwashed by him was enough, and that you must be pretty simple though, honestly, to be taken in by him. I hear all these stories that people have gone to these rallies and what have you, to see Donald Trump, and they're so great, it's so spectacular, and it's like they draw you in and all that. But isn't anyone actually listening to the words that are coming? Okay, the word salad that is coming out of his mouth. Isn't anyone listening? Because I've got my doubts. It's all about the performance, isn't it? It's about his dance. It's all about that. That is. Oh dear. No, it isn't good. It isn't good at all. Trump said if he were in charge, he would have put the fire out. So he wouldn't do Jacob Rees-Mogg then. If you got common sense, you'd get out, wouldn't you? Deborah says, I'm praying for my country. Yeah, you need to. I'm sorry, but it's not just the United States, there's other places as well. This just feels so much like the film Idiocracy. It just seems the direction that all these countries are going down. The right wings get more and more strength, and it's just no logic in any of it. There's no logic in it. The only thing I can come up with is there's a whole load of people out there who are either just fools, they're easy taken in, they're gullible, or they're just downright stupid. We had this in the UK now, regarding Brexit, and that people still got their head in the sand about it. They go, it hasn't affected me. Everything is rosy. No, it's not. Flipping now. The farmers are whinging and whining about the fact that they voted for Brexit. I know not all of them. Like Liz Webster likes to tell me on a regular occasion. And I tell her she's deluded. They're just cheering this man. They're just treating them like he's something special. Nothing special about Nigel Farage. What the heck is going on? What's wrong with people? No, Marcus, the truth is Americans are stupid. You're not stupid, gingers. You know, there's a lot of them are, though, I understand. And there's a lot of British people, English people mainly, from Angland, who are stupid. It's pretty, it's a protest vote. They want a change. They want something different. What, without understanding what different actually is, and you still voted for it? You voted for different without knowing. It's like jumping off into like a black void and expecting there to be a floor there, somewhere to land on, and it goes on forever. And eventually you find out it's got spikes at the bottom, and you get spared by them all. It's nuts. The whole thing's nuts. Look at the bright side, says Joel. The Brexiters will have finally the EU army coming into fruition, and they can stop posting those ridiculous pictures of Paul Frontex policemen. Oh, who was that though? That was oh crikey. Oh, what was his name now? Flippin' hell, Handywag. Oh, you know what I mean. He did videos about this, about the EU army, and saying it's basically showing pictures of Frontex, saying that they even got uniforms. He says it's Frontex. It's basically like a border force. Is all it is. Oh, stupidity! It's madness. Down Grimes. That's it. Grimes. Darren Grimes. Oh, anyway. Oh, my wife is back. You been partying?
No, I went to pantomime.
You went partying.
Fire.
Oh no, I forgot about it again. Dear me. The missus is back. I've got to behave now. Yeah, I mustn't use any swear words. Yeah, because she'll tell me off, you know. At least she's playing with wood. Ooh, go, a little bit to the left. Oh, it is. I've gone that low. That wood's burning really quickly.
Hello.
I stole your laptop as well.
Hello,
Have you heard it? The dogs are getting all excited because Caroline's back. Oh, crikey. Yeah, they did miss you, darling. Yes, they missed you. Oh, I know about your party. Did you have was it a good party? Did you dance around your handbag? Oh yeah, that's what they all say.
With my 7-year-old granddaughter and my son. Do you want a coffee?
Please, Don. All right, thank you. Time. This is the only fans all shorts. Behave. My mate's mum in Florida, and Trump is coming back as her property has been put up for sale. Oh dear. Hello, Storm. I hope you're well. Didn't see you there. The Branglish, or the Branglish? The Branglish? Which ones are they? Ah, the worst. The Branglish. Which ones would they be? Are they the Brexit English? Branglish? Special is the perfect definition of fromage. That is, if you mean special, has independently disabled. Oh dear. So, what else has been going on? So there's Peter Hegseth and all the craziness that's going on around him, and Donald Trump is still standing by him. Will he get through? Well, you know, there's quite a distinct possibility because Republicans are also saying, hang on, we're not keen on this regarding these so-called candidates to be in the cabinet. Flipping now, a sex offender to be the Secretary of Defence. I know he ain't charged, anything like that, but there are so many reports against him. Why do anyone consider rape allegations and stuff is pretty darn serious? It's like everything's been dampened down. Anything that is bad seems to have taken a really sort of low key now. I just find it unbelievable, My dear missus went through hell, her ex-husband, what have you. He pretty much raped her, Horrible man. Still won't talk about it. Still, she's quite open about it. But, it's just madness. The whole thing's absolutely... Oh, I don't want that. Is that for me? She just put sausage in there. So... Oh, dear. Anyways, back in 2016... He resigned from the concerned veterans. I thought we'll talk about that already, didn't I? But anyway, so he's an awful man, and he's still up to be a candidate for the Secretary of Defence. And the list about him goes on and on and on. He's got such a shady past. Hey, Alice, cheers, buddy. Doggy med funds. Oh, nice one. Yeah, we've had to up Sebastian's water tablets at the moment as well because he's coughing a lot at the moment, so we have to be careful. Oh, I keep my poor old Wally dog. He keeps coming into my mind, and that he was such a special little boy. My little Wally. That was his fourth week now, I think it is, this Saturday. So it was Saturday night he died. Horrible, bloody horrible it was. Obviously. So where are we? So let's carry on. Let's do this. Okay. I've got a list I have. So Trump is going to be attending Notre Dame reopening as Macron weathers the political storm. Yes, it is all a bit up in the air for Macron at the moment. But yeah, at the end of the day, what doesn't bother him, does it? He isn't stepping down. This is his last term anyway, so they can only do 2 terms like in the United States. So it's like so he's got to step down anyway. And they've restored the got the Gothic spire and what have you on Notre Dame. So literally got absolutely destroyed. I think they're talking about charging to go in. It used to be free to go in there. I think they're going to be charging now to help pay for the damages, because obviously it costs a huge amount of money. It's something like 700-800 million it's cost to rebuild this thing. This is when they have to hunt for all the old skilled tradesmen, of yesteryear, and then train a whole load more up just because you've got to build this thing. It's all stonework, loads and loads of stonework and traditional carpentry. I'd love to work on something like that. It'd be fantastic. Yeah, so
It's burnt home.
Burnt out. Oh, it don't matter. What does that matter? She's moaning at me now because I left the pellet burner on. Don't you want to be warm? So, yeah, you left me on my own. You did. She went out dancing.
What did I do before I went out? Fed the dogs, walked the dogs, cleaned your fire out.
Oh dear, there we go again. Blimey, what are you like? I'm so great, she says.
Where's my stand for my Christmas tree?
Oh no, I suppose I better do that tonight. Oh crikey, Caroline, can you come here, darling? I want you to tell the story about the Christmas tree.
What about my Christmas tree?
Your Christmas tree. Can you tell the story about your Christmas tree? We've got a Christmas tree already.
Well, what happened is I went to see my little granddaughters on Wednesday, and I said I don't feel very Christmassy at the moment because of Wally. So, and they were doing all Christmas decorations. They did me a little Christmas show and made Christmas Lego. And then my daughter-in-law gave me a lift home, and on the way home we come past a little village called La Pomeruli just before ours, and there's a big tree, probably about 6 foot tall.
No, it's bigger than that.
Maybe bigger. And it says free.
Free gratuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it that?
So my just
After Noel.
just as we can get it in the car. I go, we can get that in the car. So we sort of put it in the car.
It was wedged in.
We had to use my handbag strap to sort of
Put
strap
the door
to
back.
the door, because the door couldn't shut, and then we got it back.
So we've got a free Christmas tree.
We have
New one, not with last year's.
a very big one.
Yeah, that must be 8 feet, Carol. And that's wide. I don't know what to do with it. I can find somewhere to put it. But can we have a horizontal? Can we have a horizontal Christmas tree? Will that work? But that was free. I like free. Still got a free Christmas tree. So the grandchildren are happy. Oh dear. Oh, what about these pardons? Pardon? So Biden, all right. He's considering preemptive pardons for Trump critics. And I'm not surprised. I really aren't. I've just got a BBC article in front of me here. So the outgoing President Joe Biden is considering preemptive pardons for prominent critics of his successor, Donald Trump. Multiple people familiar with the discussions have told the CBS, the BBC's US partner. And this is in a bid to shield them from potential retribution after Trump, who has vowed to take revenge against those who have opposed him. They're going about freedom of speech. What's freedom of speech if you can't say anything and you're at risk of being locked up if you do? So CBS reports that while Biden is said to have debated the possibility of issuing the pardons with senior White House aides, they haven't actually named anybody as yet. But I think, if I remember rightly, I think Trump has got a list. Well, people are going, was it Anthony Carabucci and all that? You know, the guy who's working for Trump for a while, and he got a prime position, prime job, what have you. And it lasted like a day, and he stepped down because Donald Trump was just like a nutter. Republicans and some Democrats have criticised the move, which came after the president previously said he would not take such a step. Well, maybe he's just warming up his penny was on his son, Hunter Biden, maybe. So the US media reports that those who could be in line for the potential preemptive pardons include people like Dr. Anthony Fauci. For Christ's sake, how many years did he train and stick himself in his funny little suits and that and expose himself not to people, I mean, to these pesky viruses, mate? What, just so he can, I don't know, say that the American people have got to wear little paper masks? Is that it? What? Well, I've seen loads of interviews with Anthony Fauci, and I can't remember one of them where he is criticising Donald Trump. Really, not criticism that he really deserves, if you know what I mean. He was critical of Donald Trump's COVID response. I do remember that. Anyway, another one was California's Senator-elect Adam Schiff, who led the first impeachment effort against Trump. So he's obviously going to be on the list. And some other individuals have said, well, I think if this is going to be the case, I think we need to leave the country. In fact, one professional said that he was advising anyone that's potentially on that list to leave the country, at least until it blows over, if it does. Does anyone on that list, when there is one, or apparently there is one anyway, if there's this list, all those names, in fact, as soon as Donald Trump gets into power, they'll have no flight. They won't be allowed to fly, basically. So they won't be able to get out of the country. We'll get past border control. Now, the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, said earlier that more pardons could be expected from the President Biden before the end of the term in January, but did not give any further details. And he's thinking through that process very thoroughly, apparently. My God, what, another name? What? Who's this Marcus? All shorts. Who's this? I can just imagine me getting locked up. I'm just visiting. I'd have to get the visa, would I? No, probably not. Be an enemy of Trump? Yes, I suppose I am. I don't like him very much, though. He's funny, and that's what we can say about it. But as a moral man, he is not. And also, he's a sex offender, so actually, no, I don't like him at all. Donald Trump is not the only person to threaten retribution against those perceived to have opposed him in the past. Now, as we know, his nominee to be the FBI director, Kash Patel, has also said he's going to go after all the politicians and members of the media, etc., 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 even if there's no evidence. Anyone who helped overturn the 2020 US presidential election is apparently a traitor. It's just going from bad to worse, and these people are absolutely bonkers. Said, we're going to come after you, he says. Whether it's criminally or civilly, he said Patel. God. We'll figure it out, but yeah, we're putting you on notice, he said. We're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have. Oh, well, the thing is, you see, I can't remember the exact wording of that part of the Constitution, but they're drawing it out of all. It's all about like enemies of the country and stuff like that, but not of a particular person. It doesn't say anything like of Donald Trump. But it's a bit loose. I don't think you could use it. Democratic Congressman Brendan Boyle said in response that he thought Biden should issue blanket pardons to those targeted on what he called Donald Trump's enemies list. They're just nuts. These people are absolute bonkers. There we come. I'd like to thank the spanners. Thank you for spanners. We've got spanners in the works. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Mark Wilkie, what did he say? Who's calling him a moron? It's quite easy to call him a moron. I'll say it now and I'll say it again. My vote, or anyone who votes for Donald Trump, clearly are not too bright. They're voting against their own best interest. Unless your interest is to have tariffs and you really want to pay more money for your food and anything you want to buy, even your iPhones, you know. No. That sounds like it's an act against your own best interest, which means it's pretty darn stupid. It really is. And you could say moronic, really. But not everybody who voted for Donald Trump is a moron. There's plenty of morons that did vote for Donald Trump. But not everyone might have their own self-interests, selfish interests. Not necessarily thinking about the country. Britain is pretty well positioned to rebuild upon old trade relations, and that takes time. If all of it takes time, how do you remind everyone at once? Do they stop asking for an overnight fix? It's going to take time. Obviously, it's going to take time, but rebuild old trade relations. If you're talking about the Commonwealth is falling apart at the moment. Absolutely falling apart. You can build trade relations anymore, but I thought you want sovereignty. Whenever you have a trade deal, you lose a certain amount of sovereignty, because you're bartering. You're bartering something. If you want to sell goods into their country, then you're going to have to take goods from their country. Or people. It's usually the case. You like to barter people. No, it's all about like trade deals. If you remember all the rhetoric regarding Donald Trump being in power, we get a beautiful trade deal with the United States. They got no interest in a trade deal with the United Kingdom. Not under our terms. No. There's two things that they really, really want. One is the NHS, to be able to trade more with the NHS, basically privatising as much of it as they possibly can. There's already companies such as Palantir in the United States that own companies in the United Kingdom who are already servicing part of the NHS, so effectively it's been privatised. And then there is the other elephant in the room: imports of beef. Farmers again. They've had trade deal with Australia, which doesn't look too great, and New Zealand, which doesn't look too great. Did the Canada one fall through in the end or something? Anyway, all these people are going to be sending us meat, beef, and that's what the United States want to do. They want to have a deal on meat imports, farming sector, which would absolutely wipe out British farming. They really would. They'll be at the end of it. So, but at the end of the day, they voted for it. They voted for the Brexit. They voted for the demise of the farming industry. This sounds pretty done stupid to me too, to be fair. So is it going to be an overnight fix? There's no overnight fixes. I don't think there is a fix at the minute. I really don't. There's such 450 million people to be able to trade with the EU freely without any of this border crap and all these red tape. And now with the general product safety regulation as well. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But they voted for it, and that's what they wanted, apparently. It's madness. It's madness. It's a mess. It's just crazy. That's crikey. It's just nuts. And we expect to be able to trade with these other countries. I'll tell you the thing we can trade with pretty much anywhere in the world really easy, and that's obviously services, because that's all online, isn't it? Pretty much. You don't unless you have any physical shops, you just do the whole lot online. You just register in those countries and to be able to work there and pay their taxes, what have you, and then you can do trade with services. Vice versa. But regarding anything else, we have pretty much crippled ourselves regarding exports of goods. We've got a very poor manufacturing sector. Partly reasons for that is because we've got a very poor the ability to export, because the market in the United Kingdom isn't big enough on its own for major investment. It just isn't big enough, unless you're talking about services in the sense of energy and stuff like that. But then potentially you're serving the whole of the United Kingdom. They're happy to have a chunk of that, aren't they? Look at everything in the UK. What is actually owned by British citizens in the United Kingdom? It's pretty much owned by every other flipping country around the world but us. You got the Saudi Arab Emirates, the UAE. They own so much in the United Kingdom, so much. Whether it be free ports or ferries or. It's just crazy. And we've been allowed to happen. And the problem with that is obviously the money gets filtered off. It doesn't end up in the country. It doesn't get spent in the country. It just ends up somewhere else. And shareholders' pockets are usually foreign investors. It's called being bled. Just like little England's doing to Scotland. Bleeding it dry. I don't disagree, says Barney. Don't disagree, but have to remain looking on the positive, optimistic point of view, even when you can see plainly that it's all shit. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Certainly in business and what have you, always got, even though you can't necessarily see the light at the end of the tunnel at that stage, the light is possibly there, might only be a little glimmer. So you still got to aim for it and go for it. Because the thing is, if you're not moving, you're not going anywhere. And sometimes you can go off on a tangent and find a new direction. So then, the end result can be good. I just think it's a one behemoth of a job. Ow, it's hot. I put it on top of my wood burn. That's a silly thing to do. Yeah, you need optimism. I don't understand that, obviously. The problem is, I find in the United Kingdom, we don't have the people in place to actually make the right choices, decisions, or the people to make those investments. When you've got a barrier in front of you, some hurdle you've got to jump over, or just a plain barrier, you just can't get past it. Well, it's not very optimistic, is it? It's just when you've had free trade and been able to do things for 40 odd years without any aggravation, and now you've got to just do all this extra work, which probably means you've got to employ somebody extra, or you've got to have an EU representative in the EU. It's just so much more you've got to do now. Just so much more. But it doesn't apply to EU citizens or anyone residing in the EU. If you're, I'm a resident here in France, I don't have to worry about the general product safety regulations or anything like that. That isn't an issue for me. But anyone from a third country, such as the United Kingdom, they've got to worry about that. They've got to do that. Now, it's all very well governments telling us that, our service sector's doing really well and it's compensating for what we lost with the EU. Yeah, if they're admitting what we lost with the EU. All right, who are the service companies owned by banks and finance companies and stuff like that, yeah? That don't feed the little man or woman or person. No. It's the plumbers, the builders, the teachers, all these people, who have jobs, and they end up paying their taxes, and the whole cycle is just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The thing about the finance company, it all ends up abroad again. We might get a little bit of tax take on it from English registered companies, what have you, but the rest of it, from the shareholders and stuff, it literally buggers off abroad. And many of them don't pay taxes on the shares. Or obviously you've got the other elephant in the room, such as the asset holding companies, which is complete and utter madness, where you can invest in an asset holding company. So you have your own company, you set it up, you register it as an asset holding company, you invest in another company or building or some sort of asset somewhere, right? You register it to that company, asset holding company, and you don't have to pay any tax on it. As a foreign citizen, you don't have to pay any tax on it, on any money that you've earned from it. So if you sell it off later on, let's say it's a plot of land and you sell it off, it's made money, you don't pay any tax on it. It's just money being bled. And then it's getting sold abroad. So chunks, bits of land in the UK is being sold off to and held abroad, money-wise. Oh, thank you for this night. I think you've got a fantastic family. We have, yeah. We've got my dear miss. She's a very kind soul. She's done a lot of charity work and stuff like that. But she does anything for anybody, and she's just to her own detriment, sometimes. But she's a very, very kind soul, is my dear wife. That's why I married her. And someone to part with me, No one else is going to have me. Been together, crikey, 35, 36 odd years, been together. Married for about 31, I think. A long, long time. Thank you for that. Yeah, thanks, mods. Mods do an excellent job, and they've got a lot to do. Oh, and we've got a Lee Corn mod as well. I like your Macron mug. You got it, did you? Oh, there. Living here, I don't see Macron as being as bad as people make out. I think he's an arrogant sod. I don't think he's a people person. I really don't. It might be because he didn't have kids and stuff that hasn't mellowed him, But I think as someone who's pretty capable, I think he is. And he does have fairly good morals regarding French etiquette and stuff, you know. He's a believer of the language, and you know, people, you know, he's a patriot. You don't have to like his policies, you know. I don't like all his policies, obviously not. There's some things I do like that he's done, you know. Amalgamating some of the systems, get rid of some of the flipping paperwork. Because paperwork here in France is a blinking nightmare, and he's probably halved it, but it's still bad. But it's getting better, you know. Trees get cut down all over the place. Everything's done online now, you know. We have a live baled tree or bald tree. We rented. It's over 100 kilos. What? We have a live. Bald as in that we have rented. Blimey. Oh, what do you mean? Yeah, what in Czech Republic, Prague? U.S. Supreme Court had to give American presidents king-like powers. Why is anyone surprised? And considering that Donald Trump has put all his patsies in there, that's not be helpful. There we come. Quarter moron. Who's a quarter moron? I suppose you could be a little bit of a moron. I'm a bit of a moron. I'd say I'm probably quarter moron. Quarter of the time. For me, it's I think of things like politics, and I think it's of common sense. And if somebody who makes stuff and puts stuff together, it has to fit. To me, that's common sense. I look at that and I think, oh yeah, that's going to go together. I know that won't work, or that won't. And as woodwork, you have to know how it all works, how it all goes together. And it's the same with politics. You need to understand the systems and how it all works, and then you can apply common sense to keep it all together and tight. But unfortunately, there's always spanners in the works, isn't it? Not you guys, obviously, but you know, there's always somebody out there to cause trouble and come up with some crazy plan and just buggers everything up. But you know, look at the bright side. Apparently, the train networks in the United Kingdom will start coming back into public ownership. Yeah. Crikey. I completely forgot about his speech. It was so uneventful. Not Elon Musk, I mean Keir Starmer. I've got a totally different trade. Geosciences and just saying that's interesting saying. Geosciences, and that's on confidentially say resources are scarcity is a lie, but I at least got a grasp of economy. We may say resources. Are you talking about the skills, or are you talking about minerals and stuff like that? We've got a hell of a problem in the United States at the moment since we've put the United States put tariffs onto tariffs or regarding regarding semiconductors and what have you, and now China's is basically banning the export of certain minerals and what have you into the United States. It's just we're really heading for a trade war. Steve McGowan says, I'm constantly amazed at how the little landlocked country I live in is in such better shape than the crumbling empire that is the UK. That's because you make stuff. You make stuff that is actually... I'm doing my mug again, but put it over there. You actually make stuff that's actually physical. It's there. You know, the engineering, what have you, in the Czech Republic is excellent. It got skills, and it's all very well doing service-related industries or tourist industries or hospitality and what have you. They're always the ones that get hit in a recession. They're always the one because people can't spend the money. So all of a sudden they're no longer there. They just either disappear or they end up struggling, and eventually they go into bankruptcy. Now, my dad had a hire fleet of boats in the UK, in Norfolk, in Brundall, in Norfolk. And whenever there's a recession, it was always they were always the businesses, like for hire fleets, boats and what have you, were hit hard regarding not being able to get any holiday makers to hire them, because they're expensive. So people go on their holidays, aren't they? Needless to say. And, regarding finances and having insurance policies that you don't necessarily need because, you've been suckered into them, people look at ways, how do we trim the fat, and end up paying less money out, or whether it be subscriptions to, I don't know, Netflix, for instance, or Disney, or Sky, or whatever, I don't know. All these things we trim back on because we have to. But when you talk about physical stuff, that you've always got it, it's always there, it has its value, its worth. And it's easy. It's always easier to sell something that you need. It is. It just is. Unless it's cars, of course, because that's all up in the air at the moment. But your engineering I bought stuff, machines and what have you, which are built in the Czech Republic, and fantastic designs. Engineering is brilliant in the Czech Republic. So that's what I think. I think basically because you make stuff, you import less and you export a lot. In the United Kingdom, we don't really export a huge amount. Stupidity, moronics. But we don't really make enough anymore. We don't make anything. It's a crying shame. We do make some stuff, obviously, but, like bombs. Oh my God, my battery's about to go out. So I might have to call that it in the moment. It's literally gone into the red. But it don't last long, that battery. What's it done? Oh, 41 minutes. Ain't too bad, I suppose. So, let's go back through the chat again. What do you think about Doge? Talk to Joe. What do you think about Doge? Well, according to Anthony Scaramucci, he don't think there's anything they can trim. Their civil service, for instance, in the United States, has the same problem as our civil service in the United Kingdom, in that it's actually not big enough to do the job it needs to do. Even though they want to make it smaller, they're overrun. And a lot of the reason for that in the United Kingdom is where we took on a lot of people because of Brexit, and also because of COVID and that as well. A lot more people entered the civil service, and we still haven't got enough. That's part of the reason why we haven't actually managed to facilitate Brexit in full yet. Is partly because we haven't actually got the means to do it. People need training, and unfortunately, we don't have the people to train. We've got 5 million unemployed or whatever it might be at the moment. But you've got to remember, a lot of those people are either the unemployables are not suitable to do those jobs, or they're not in the areas they need to be in. What do you expect everyone to move? And they've got families and schools and stuff like that. Also the fact where people maybe have grown up. It's nuts. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts that we don't actually make anything, and that's a crying shame, really. Because there used to be a huge amount of skills in the UK, but most have gone abroad now because they're in the work for them in the UK because everyone's importing everything. It's nuts. I keep saying it's nuts, but it is. It's just, I just find it's depressing. It is depressing. I'm a hands-on sort of geezer. I make stuff. My father used to make stuff. He used to build boats. I mean, they used to export them. Did you take them over the channel into the EU, what have you? But we just don't anymore. Not like we used to. And it's sad to see. I think it is, because you're talking about training and positions for kids. They give the kids something to look forward to, something physical they actually see. There's something about making something. Actually physically make. I love it. I love making stuff. You know? I like to take something that looks like a bit of shit, even if it's a piece of wood with bark on, you know, and think, well, what can I make out of this? And then I'll build it and, you know, throw it all up with the planers and what have you, or even hand tools, and just make it into something. I love all that, you know. It gives you self-worth. It gives you a feeling of achievement, you know. And it's even fixing things, mending things, and stuff like that, where you actually can you get something that's broken and you repair it. We don't do that anymore. It all ends up in the skip these days, you know. The amount of stuff I've seen in skips on building sites for stupid reasons, just because the chuck is worn or something, and all it needs is a new chuck, and they chuck it in the blooming skip and buy a new drill. You know, it's some of it's down to time, and obviously just getting the job done. It's quicker to go and get another one in and get one fixed, or fix it themselves. It's been such a throwaway world, and obviously that's causing these environmental issues as well, doesn't it? Oh dear, it's just nuts, really, isn't it? It's all nuts. Nuts. It is all hazelnuts. There we come. All right. Empathy. Humanity. Okay, like more right or left wing. Leo, he does worldviews. Oh, Leo. What's your channel about? With this channel or my other channels? Generally speaking, it's about UK or US politics. And I didn't used to do US politics, but I've been finding it really interesting recently, so I've been diverging into that. But if you check the videos out, you'll see for yourself. When you do live, I've gone a bit astray, I know. You know, but it's generally speaking, it's US or UK politics. And sometimes might touch on EU stuff as well, but it really depends, really. But it started off with Brexit. That's basically what started the channel and opened my eyes to what's going on in the UK. And now it's like a disease. It started really with the UK, and now it's, you know, the United States. And I know all these right-wing parties have been about for donkey's years, but they're just got such a hold. And Brexit gave them a bit of a boost, even though Brexit's shit. You know, absolute mental. Yesterday we went for a meal with my French neighbour, and she's a bit of a right winger, and the stuff she was saying yesterday. She's going on about transit, about the trans debate regarding toilets and stuff like that. Oh God, she just doesn't understand. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand why there are trans women or trans men. And there's no point trying to debate it with her because she didn't have any of it. So anyway, now it's the USA Brexit. Oh my God, isn't it just? I'm so goddamn one with the Trump trash. There's so much of it. I know it's unbelievably bad for everyone concerned. He's going to cause so much devastation in people's lives, and it's very concerning. Interesting that many economies thrived with Keynesian economics, yes, and those influenced by Friedman make only the rich richer, and that is the biggest problem we've got. Then on Donald Trump and people like that, it's people like Elon Musk and obviously Jeff Bezos and all them ilk who don't really want to give anything back, you know, and they're just hoarding money. You know. And it's a big problem because there's a tiny percentage of the population who own most of the world's wealth, which is madness. And they will get to a point where they're going to realise that, hang on, we can't suck any more blood out of those stones, and think, hang on, we might have to start giving them some back, like they had to do in the 1930s and whatever, you know. So anyway, I'm going to have to make a move because my battery is literally in the red. Isn't it just? I could crash any minute now. So I do disappear. I'd like to thank the spanners anyway while we're still live, because they do a marvellous job, and sometimes they really have a lot to do. Because we do get quite a few trolls when I'm doing the vertical streams. I will be doing some horizontal streams as well later, but that'll be dependent on obviously notifications and stuff like that. But at the moment, I quite like doing the vertical ones because I can just do it any time I wish, and I know that there's going to be a few people turn up, So yeah, so let's thank everybody for joining us today. I know it was a bit ad hoc regarding the stream itself, but I just decided to go live earlier, and I didn't realise how late it was. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Says Mad Monk. Urban areas with high revenue. Badges. What's this about badges? What do you call everyone badges for? Pretty casual. They've got Barney 75. So thanks for the chat, guys. Have a good night. You too. That was the essential. A Brexit. We left a trade union, and that's all international. Unions are. It's about who will buy what you are selling. It's How can you barter? What have you got to offer? If you've got, for instance, like for us trying to trade with the United States, they've got more to offer than us, and what we've got to offer them. So obviously they've got a bigger slice of the pie, aren't they? Which will include the NHS and the farming sector. Anyway, it is time for me to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And I don't know if I'll be going live tomorrow night because we've got some people coming around for dinner. That we have. And what am I pressing the wrong buttons? There we go, that one. And so I will probably be going live on Sunday night as well. Anyway, thank you very much. And cheers, Alistair, for the super channel. It's much appreciated. Toodaloo. And have a lovely Saturday, which will be tomorrow.